students, in today's class we will study about the preferential discharging of ions. In the first example, that is the electrolysis of molten sodium chloride, we have studied that at cathode Na plus was discharged and at anode Cl minus was discharged. But if there is the presence of more than one cation or anion in the electrolyte, then any one of the cation or anion will be discharged at the electrodes, that is cathode or anode, in preference with the other ion. This is called preferential discharging of ions. Means if there are two cations, then both of them will not be simultaneously discharged. Any one of them will be discharged. This is called preferential discharging. So, first of all, we will study here that what are the factors which affect the preferential discharging, which governs the discharging of the ion in preference with the other ion. Now that is called, we have to study here now, the chapter is electrolysis. Now the factors affecting preferential discharging of ions. Preferentially discharging of ions. Now here we write the first factor is the relative position of ion in electrochemical series. In short, we write here EC series, electrochemical series. Preferential discharging, the relative position of ion in electrochemical series, that which ion will be placed in electrochemical series in which position and how will it affected by the relative position. It says that the ion placed lower in electrochemical series is discharged preferentially than the ion placed above it. So this is the condition says. It says that ion which is placed lower will be discharged first. Now it can be made clear with this example. Now suppose we take first example, electrolysis of dilute NaCl solution, aqueous solution. In the first example, we had studied the electrolysis of molten sodium chloride. But now we are using electrolysis of dilute sodium chloride solution. Now you see that is here the electrolytes. Electrolytes are NaCl, which on dissociation gives us Na plus and Cl minus ions. The water molecule which is also present, this time the water will be ionized to give us H plus and OH minus ion. Now here students we see that actually this H plus ion will remain in the form of hydronium ion. So overall there will be hydronium ion plus hydroxide ion. Now when you write electrode reaction, then we write at cathode. Now again you see here we have these two cations. Both of them are migrated towards the cathode, but both of them will not be discharged simultaneously. Any one will be discharged in preference to the another one. And which one of them will be discharged? If we will see the electrochemical series of cation, then you will see that H plus ion will be lower in position than Na plus ion. So it is the H plus ion that will be discharged first, means H plus ion will be discharged by accepting electron at cathode, giving this H plus ion is lower than Na plus ion in electrochemical series. But as we know that hydrogen is a diatomic gas, so two hydrogen atoms are combined to form the molecule of hydrogen. Hence, the bubble of hydrogen gas will be evolved at the cathode. At the same time, you see at anode, these two anions migrate towards the anode. But again in similar way, since in anion, as we know that OH minus ion is lower in position than Cl minus ion, so it is the hydroxide ion that is discharged first, discharged in preference over chloride ion. As a result, at anode, OH minus ion will lose its one electron, giving now neutral OH. But it is unstable, so it reassembles, giving 4 OH part, giving 2 H2O plus O2. So at anode, bubbles of oxygen gas will be discharged or released. So thus just we see that our heading was electrolysis of dilute sodium chloride. But actually the electrolysis of water has taken place here. And the reason is that the ions H plus and OH minus ions were lower in position in their respective electrochemical series. So just we see here that when you consider the more than one cation or an ion, then we will have to see that the ion which is placed lower in electrochemical series will be discharged first. Clear, student? Now, then there is the second factor, and this is the relative concentration of ion. Relative concentration of ion in electrolyte. Relative concentration of ion in electrolyte. Now in this part we see that if an ion has higher concentration over another ion, then it is discharged even if it is placed above in the electrochemical series. That is, here the ion which has higher concentration, the ion which has higher concentration is discharged in preference over other ion, even if it is placed lower, in electrochemical series. The ion which has higher concentration is discharged in preference over other ion, even if it is placed lower in electrochemical series. Now again you can take example. Suppose this time we take electrolysis of brine solution. Now the brine is concentrated aqueous solution. Concentrated aqueous solution of NaCl. Again we have aqueous solution. In the previous example we have studied that it was dilute aqueous solution of sodium chloride, but this time we have brine solution, that is concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Now again, if we will study about electrolytes, then electrolytes will be NaCl. Again it is dissociated to give us Na plus and Cl minus ion. At the same time H2O, that is H plus and OH minus ion. So this is the condition for electrolyte, the ions present in the electrolyte. Now if we will study electrode reaction, then at cathode here you see, according to the concept, these two ions should be migrated towards the cathode. Here you see that at cathode the two ions Na plus and H plus ion both will migrate, but and according to this concept Na plus has higher concentration, so it should be discharged at cathode in preference, but H plus ion can gain electron more easily than Na plus ion. So in this case H plus ion will be discharged. Here if we will see this point, then it is violated due to its reactivity. So we see that Na plus has higher concentration than H plus ion. So Na plus ion should be discharged. But you see here, that is, but H plus ion can gain electron more easily than Na plus. Hence H plus ion is discharged. So this is the condition. We are studying the factor, but there is another reason due to which not Na plus but H plus ion is discharged. Therefore H plus ion gains one electron, giving us H neutral, and H plus H gives us H2 gas. So at the cathode bubbles of hydrogen gas will be obtained. And now we see that at anode, reaction at anode. Now you see the two ions migrate towards anode, but here due to higher concentration, Cl minus ion is discharged here. That is, here there will be preference due to concentration. Hence Cl minus 1 electron gives Cl, and being a diatomic gas, Cl plus Cl gives you Cl2. So at the cathode hydrogen gas is released, and at the anode now chlorine gas is released. That is greenish yellow colored acidic gas is evolved. Acidic gas evolves. So this is the electrolysis of brine solution. Now students, actually in the electrolyte NaOH is formed. NaOH is formed, that is alkali is formed. Hence if you will add litmus solution or litmus paper to the electrolyte, it will turn to blue, that is red to blue, due to the alkaline nature of electrolyte. Since chlorine gas is released here, NaOH alkali is also formed. This is why this method is also known as, this process is also known as chlor-alkali process, which is used industrially to prepare chlorine as well as to prepare NaOH, which is used for making washing soda like sodium carbonate, baking soda like sodium bicarbonate, and so on. So this has an important industrial use. Clear, student? So you have studied the two factors, that is the relative position of ion in electrochemical series and the relative concentration of ion in the electrolyte. Now, next third factor is now the nature of electrode. Third factor is nature of electrode. Nature of electrode. Now there are two types of electrodes. The first one is inert, inactive, or non-attackable electrode. As the name suggests, they are inert, inactive, or non-attackable. Means they do not take part in chemical reaction with the electrolyte. They do not enter into the chemical reaction with electrolyte. Means they only provide surface for discharge of ions. That is, they only provide surface for discharge of ions. They will not take part in chemical reaction. And the examples are graphite and platinum. Graphite, platinum are common non-attackable electrolytes. They do not affect the ion in the electrolyte. Now, the second one. Second is the active or attackable electrodes. Opposite to non-attackable, it is attackable, it is active. Means these electrodes enter into chemical reaction with the electrolyte. Means they are affected. They affect the discharging of ions. So they enter into chemical reaction. With the electrolyte. They are metals at anode. And what type of metal will be taken? Metals at anode whose ion is present in the electrolyte. This is the simple point to understand, to identify whether your anode is attackable or non-attackable. The cathode does not affect the reaction. So at cathode, you take any point, any object. It may be any type of object like a spoon, wire, or any other thing, any other metal. It does not affect the reaction. But it is the metal at anode that will affect the chemical reaction. So they are metals. And at which electrode? They are metals at anode. Now, that may be copper, nickel, iron, and other anything, silver, and so on. So just using the two types of electrodes, attackable and non-attackable, we can explain it by taking the simple example. That is, in that case, we'll perform the electrolysis of copper sulfate using the two types of electrodes. Like you see, suppose we take example electrolysis of CuSO4 solution. CuSO4 solution. Now, actually, we also use few drops of sulfuric acid to cause its rapid dissociation or ionization. So, electrolysis of copper sulfate solution. Now, just as we have studied that we will use two types of electrodes, attackable as well as non-attackable. So, we can study it one after the other, or we can study it in comparison. One, that is in comparison side by side. Suppose in first part we take using platinum or graphite anode, means we are using inert electrode, and here we are using copper anode, that is attackable. It is attackable because we are using copper sulfate solution, and we are also taking the same metal at the anode, so it is called attackable. Now we are studying in comparison, so we can use the electrolyte common for both of them. Like you see, CuSO4 gives Cu2 plus SO42 minus. H2O gives H plus and OH minus. So since the electrolyte is common for both of them, so just I have written this part for as common, means it will be here or it will be here at both places. Now suppose first part, we draw a small diagram for it. Cathode, the material of cathode does not mean here, but the material of at anode is should be known to us as per requirement. Now here the anode is suppose made up of graphite anode, and CuSO4 solution is the electrolyte. Now we write one by one. Here you see, that is at cathode. Now in general, since we know that these are the two cations, they will migrate to cathode. But if you recall the position of these ions in electrochemical series, then Cu2 plus ion is lower in position than H plus ion. So it is discharged preferentially according to the first factor. So here you see, that is Cu2 plus 2 electron gives Cu, that is here reddish brown metal is deposited at cathode. No doubt here. At anode. Now again, these two ions migrate to anode. And again, according to the first factor for preferential discharging, OH minus ion is placed lower in position in electrochemical series. So it is OH minus ion that is discharged first. OH minus ion, neutral OH, 4OH gives us 2H2O plus O2. Hence, at the cathode, reddish brown metal is deposited and at anode, oxygen gas is released. Clear? The most important thing. So, you have studied about the ions to be discharged according to this non-attackable electrode. The most important thing here is to write observation. Write observation. Now you will write the two things, that is reddish brown metal deposits at cathode and colorless neutral gas is released at anode, which rekindles glowing splinter. Rekindles glowing splinter. Showing that the gas is oxygen. And one more thing, that blue color of electrolyte gradually fades. That is, gradually it becomes light, it disappears. The reason is that due to the decrease in concentration of cupric ion. We can write here, due to decrease in concentration of Cu2 plus ion. Because from the electrolyte, Cu2 plus ion is gradually discharged and hence its concentration decreases. So just you see, a student, that we are taking electrolysis of copper sulfate solution. When we have used platinum or graphite as anode, means inert electrode, then at cathode cupric ion is discharged, at anode hydroxide ion is discharged, and the products are copper and oxygen, as well as the blue color of the electrolyte will gradually fade. Clear, student? Now come to the next part, that is on this side, using copper anode. That is, now we will compare that if we have attackable electrode, like you see, suppose again, just as I have mentioned, that what is the cathode material, it does not mean, but we have to see here the anode should be made up of copper. This is CuSO4 solution. That is, the metal at anode whose ion will be present in the electrolyte is the salt solution of that metal, then it is attackable electrode. Now, whatever may be the nature of electrode, if it will be attackable electrode, then at cathode there will be no change. At cathode, the ion will be discharged in simple way, that is reddish brown metal is deposited again at cathode, but the main reaction is taking place at anode. What happens here? Which ion should be discharged there? Now you see that sulfate ion and hydroxide ion both migrate towards the anode, but neither one of them are discharged, because anions will have to lose electron which will be gained by the copper metal, and as we know that metal itself is electropositive in nature, means copper metal has greater tendency to lose electron than OH minus ion or sulfate ion. As a result, it is the copper atom that will lose its 2 electron and change into Cu2 plus ion that will be entering into the electrolyte. This is why we say that electrode enter into the chemical reaction with the electrolyte. So you can see here, that is OH minus ion and SO4 2 minus ions migrate towards anode, but copper has greater tendency to lose electron than these ions. So copper atom by losing 2 electrons changes into Cu2 plus ion and enter into the electrolyte. So in that case, as I have just written here, that is, it is the copper minus 2 electron gives us Cu2 plus ion. So different from this part, you see cathode reaction is a similar, but there is difference in anode reaction. In this case, hydroxide ion was discharged, releasing of oxygen gas. Here from the anode, that is here you see, from the anode Cu2 plus ion enters into the electrolyte, from where it will be discharged again at cathode. So in this case, this is the attackable electrode. It is easy to write electrode reaction for attackable electrode, because this is the reaction at cathode and just its opposite part is written here as at anode, that is Cu minus 2 electron gives you Cu2 plus ions. If you write its observation, then you see that since the cupric ion concentration remains constant, so its blue color persists. Here I write here for continuity. Now then we write here observation. And what is observation here? You write here that reddish brown metal deposits at cathode. And what is the another change? The mass of cathode gradually increases and the mass of anode decreases. The reason is that from the anode, metallic atom changes into ion, enter into the electrolyte, which is further get discharged at the cathode. Further, we write the blue color of electrolyte persists means it will not change because the concentration of cupric ion remains constant. So, using these two examples, it is clear to show that if we have inert electrode, non-attackable electrode, the electrode reaction will be normal. It will depend upon only first two factors, that is relative position of ion in EC series or the concentration of ion. But if we have attackable electrode, then the third factor will take part in the chemical reaction. Clear, student? So these are the three factors affecting the preferential discharging of ions.